Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all doing okay. Welcome back to Let's Play Siralim Ultimate, and it is time for us to do another couple of Ascensions. We are gonna be ascending the Paladin and the Purgatorian. It took me a while to find these because we're actually completely done with page 1. That's a lovely thing to now have to get used to, because we're now on page 2, and in fact we've made a bit of progress on page 2. But of course we need to go ever deeper. We're gonna be excuse me, we're gonna be doing the Paladin and the Purgatorian, and it doesn't really matter who we start out with, because we're gonna be doing the same 10 kills on both characters before then switching over to the fermented hops party, and then we'll close out the Paladin and then the Purgatorian. And I see no reason to not just get going. Well, one good reason is make sure you have the correct party and the correct anointments, which we do. Alright. 193 keys. Zante is first in the firing line. And hopefully this goes smoothly. Hopefully we don't lose too many keys. I do have a new spell on the fermented hops party, I think, to try just in case we run into the into the dreaded Pumpkin King while we have our fermented hops party operating. God, Blight is so annoying. It really frickin' is. Anyway, let's oh god, maybe excuse me, maybe if one day we get to take a turn, we can even do this. Oh yeah, the Mimic is having a bad time. I don't know what's happening to these guys, but the rest of them are now dead. And let's continue on and wipe these guys out. Torin is next. Oh god. Excuse me, I've got this cough that's been just lingering for a very long time, and I think it's a combination of the fact that I had a cold last week, plus the fact that my place just sometimes gets really dry, and especially earlier in the morning. Oh, fuck off, really? Oh, why though? If you're wondering why I'm so outraged, it's the fact that we're silenced. Fuck this, man. Oh, and I wasted my... And oh god, fuck you, dude. Fuck you, dude. I mean, we won in the end, but it's not about winning. It's about the principle of the thing, and the principle of the thing is you don't silence me, right? Just don't do it. Just don't do it. It's rude. It's disrespectful. It's uncalled for. Frankly, I'm appalled. But you know what? I'm gonna be the bigger man. I'm gonna let this one slide. I'm gonna keep on moving with this episode. All right, take these guys down. You can just defend, I guess. Venedon, you've got to do mass. Wait, no, that's not even excuse me, it's not even Venedon's turn, so you just defend. You do mass taunt. Just get a few provokes and defense farmed while we're doing all of this. Vindicator has to do entangling roots just to make sure these guys don't end up taking too many turns. You can just defend. You can do Guardian Force, just to make sure everybody's also defending. Alright, and now we've got our actions dialed in. I can just spam the A button for the rest of this combat, and we'll be good. Alright. Pretty soon we should be getting to the end of this. Alright. Alright. Any second. And there we go. Oh, I'm getting tired. Alright, he's out. And we are just going to continue. Who to take out next? Siralim, she's kind of annoying. Let's bring her down. Take her down. She's annoying because I think, hang on, let's see what exactly repelling does, which is, I think, the buff that she has, which is, oh, so these 4 buffs are the ones that you can dispel. You have all other buffs, including repelling is the annoying one. 50% chance to ignore damage from spells. They always have this as long as she's alive, which means it's very tough to take her out. Alright, so let's do some roots. Vulpas. Do a bit of this action. And Venedon, please do a dispel. Please do a dispel. Where is your dispel? There's your dispel. And please kill her. Duh, you killed everyone except for her. Jesus. There we go. Yeah, it's pretty annoying. If you can kill her, then you can start. Like you can fully dispel the other enemies, and then it'll be a much easier state of affairs. Right, let's take out Gonfurion. Now, let's see how we do. I mean, I know we're gonna win, but let's see if we can do it quickly, or if you're gonna waste a bunch of my time. Right, here comes the debuff train. Alright. Some decent hits. Big hit. Big hit. Finishes them off. Let's do a bit of a Clayman action, maybe? Oh, you don't even have Clayman. Well, maybe you just dispel them, I guess. I don't know, man. Star Pack. Just hit them. Or let's kill them before they do something dumb, like resurrecting Gonfurion. There we go. There we go. another taken down. Basically, each of these episodes where we are doing these Ascensions, think of it as we just have to win 60 battles. Some of them are going to be long, some of them are going to be short. But it's about getting 60 wins. And if you think of it as, you know, about a win every minute, then it should work out to be about an hour, you know, plus a bit of time at the beginning just to, you know, say hello, you know, and a bit of time at the end just to take a look at the stuff that we found, especially the Ascension perks, but also the decorations and creature skins that you get for completing Ascensions. And then getting yourself ready. Fuck off, dude. Excuse me? Man. What? Come on, fuck, God. This 50... This 50% chance went against us how many times in a row? Steady gaze, steady gaze, steady gaze. Oh no, sorry, the debuff was from steady, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. Jeez, man. Ugh. This is why I hate any sort of damage avoidance gimmicks. They're just the worst. The actual worst. Right, you gotta collect the wood. You've gotta collect the wood. Because it's hilarious. Alright, so this is a pretty good, as long as he doesn't take his turn, it's pretty good, because he's already, got the... Fuck off, dude. He's the only one who took his turn, and he... you idiot. And I'm throwing... I'm casting the wrong spell. I'm botching this. Alright, so let's do a nature transform. Okay, good. Good job. Good job, good job. Fuck off. Get fucked. So we're close to doing, close to finishing the 10 kills with this party. And then, with this party, with this specialization. And then we need to switch... Fuck off. Then we need to... Okay, fucking garbage, man. Okay, and then... Oh, and then... we'll have to switch specializations and get all of these kills done again. And this is what I call phase 1. Phase 1 is killing all the people with the Gate of the Gods party with the first specialization. Phase 2 is doing the same thing with the other party. Phase 3 is doing all of the kills with the Fermented Hops party with one specialization. And Phase 4, the final combat phase, is doing the same thing with the other party. Right, so we'll start off on doing a bit of a nice little Clayman action. Oh, what am I doing? Oh god, it's a combination of having a slightly glitchy controller with a sticky A key, and also just being dumb. Oh, how are you almost... Okay, there we go. I was gonna be, how are you almost dead, but not quite dead? That was nearly frustrating, but we pulled it out in the end. Anyway, let's take out... take out Chalan. We'll have another sip of water. Come on. Alright, let's get her taken out. Again, start off with some entanglements. She's got a minion from something, which I don't think is gonna help her. Oh my god. I guess it doesn't really matter who I cast Clayman on, but I like casting it on the Zealot, because usually it's the Zealot who's moving next. But I guess, given how the party is put together, it doesn't really matter. Right, so let's confirm that 6 plus 6 plus 2 is 8, plus 2 is 10. So now we can switch over to the other party. Right now we are the Purgatorian, so we switch to the Paladin. Again, don't mind the coughing, it's just... it's also, the coughing is also gonna flare up if I have a really frustrating battle and I end up like yelling. That's really gonna strain the voice. But what are you gonna do? Sometimes you just, if some unmitigated bullshit happens right in front of you, you just can't, you gotta express yourself, right? You can't just let that shit just go by unanswered without even calling attention to it. You know what? Let's do this. Please stop. Fuck off, dude. You see, the reason I'm annoyed is because they've blinded us. But maybe it won't be that bad. But fuck off, man. Because maybe if I try to do Clayman, it'll, you know, by accident, occasionally. God, what is this guy, man? There we go. There we go. Go away with your nonsense. You know, take out Tauren, and then we do the first page, and then we're golden. Yeah, I guess we can get a bit of this, get a bit of that, and a bit of this. Whatever. I'll just try and get this done early. Not quite enough, but the Zealot should be able to finish it off. There we go. Go to page 1, start with the Lister fight, just because it takes a bit of time. But it should be fine. Should be fine. Alright. Start off with some roots. Do a bit of this. Actually, no, we didn't need to do this. We didn't need to do this because we're not engaging in combat. It doesn't really matter, because our turns are kind of just largely irrelevant, except for a couple people who need to do specific actions. So you need to do Entangling Roots. You can just defend, and the Mimic needs to cast Guardian Force. And you can defend as well. So can you. You gotta do this. And we're good. Alright. Then we just spam A for the rest of this fight. And then we're done fighting Lister for this episode, at least. Alright. Alright. Should be ending soon, one would hope. One would hope. There we go. He's getting tired. Alright. Next, Gone Furion. And then I think we'll do Siralim, and then we're good. Alright, all we can do is attack. Oh my god, come on. Whatever that spell was, it did a lot of damage to him. I think he attacked himself, that's why. Bam, he's dead. Fuck off. Star Pact? Star Pact again. There we go. Excuse me. Excuse me. There we go. There we go. Alright, let's do Siralim now. How are we for time? We are at 20, about 21 minutes. So we're clearly going at more than 1 minute per fight. Excuse me. Clearly going at more than 1 minute per fight. But, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everything will be fine. Oh, she's dead. That's wonderful. Because that means we can do Greater Dispel. And you can just fuck off. There we go. Getting more emblems with each kill that we get. And of course, at the end of these 4 Ascensions, the 2 in this episode and the 2 in the next episode, we're gonna have to go around the realms buying up all the keys again. Something that I've been calling the circuit, which will give us enough keys to then do the next set of 4 Ascensions. But for now, yeah, for now we're just going on the keys that we've stockpiled previously. So what do we want to do? We want to do a death transform, and then we want to bash in the face. That's pretty good. Alright, what else? Ariamaki, you're next. Oh, I skipped Apocrynox. I'll get him in just a moment. So what do we do? Start off with a bit of this. Just to maybe save us a bit of time. Not sure if it actually saved us any time, but whatever. Let's do a dispel. Where's my? There's my dispel. Do a bit of this, and a lovely win. All right, Pocronox, you're next. Then we got Meraxus and Shalan, and then we're good. Okay, let's make sure that... Oh, fuck, they've got a Dread White in their party? Fuck off, dude. Are you... I hate this bullshit that he does. One of my people is snared, another one is fucking frozen. They've got a Dread White in their party that's gonna probably resurrect like 8 times in a row. That's 2. 2 resurrections? Okay, so only resurrected twice. That's acceptable. I will grudgingly say that is acceptable. Alright, let's take out Meraxus. Start off with a bit of an entangling roots. Meraxis you can even fight with the fermented hops party, but it just gets a bit dangerous if he has any sort of thing that can take the battle into a second turn. Like for instance one of his creatures resurrecting, or one of his creatures just has enough defense that they like don't get killed in that same turn. And like I would rather not risk losing keys, if especially I can just get them killed in fairly straightforward fashion with this party that doesn't face any of those risks, right? Yeah. Just explaining my rationale. Anyway, let's do a bit more of this action. Why does she always have... So, the second time in a row she's had the zombie familiar. Is that just a thing that she starts with? Like just for fun? Or who's... Oh! What? Okay. She must have had the same creature in her party last time as well. That's... Alright. Okay. And I think we're done with this phase. Phase 2 is done. Now it's time to switch over to phase 3, which is gonna be... We've got to switch to the Purgatorian. We've got to change our anointments, and then also our creatures. Don't forget to do both of those things, because if you change your anointments but not your creatures, that's not recommended, because then you have a party that doesn't match the anointments you picked. Keep bleed out, lose veracity, lose onslaught, burn their corpses, fire starter, shadow sickness, world breaker, and do a bit of this. Manage menagerie groups, swap to the Blight Party, take out Valkanar, and then we'll make some changes, and then we'll take out Mortem, and then the rest of them are going to be solid. Bam, fuck off. Dead. And then we gotta make some changes. We gotta make some alterations, because we now will want... What do we want? We want the Brewmaster stuff, right? Oh, no. We want Eternal Echo. And then we want... Brewmaster's Handshake. We want to be able to manually cast spells. Actually, no. Instead of Eternal Echo, we want On the House. We just want On the House. Yeah. Because just in case something happens. Yeah. And we need to cast our spells more often, so we need to take out Mortem. This fight is gonna be pretty good, one would hope. Because we'll start out by doing maybe a metamorphosis. Oh, that's a good roll. You gotta love it. But I will be careful. I will do Entangling Roots. Just to keep my party safe. I think we can just finish you off though. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. And as a final thing, I think I'll just keep it like this. I'll now switch to the Purgatorian. Make the same changes. Or was I, hang on, was I already the Purgatorian? I guess I was already the Purgatorian. Now I'll switch to the Paladin, make the same changes. Burn their corpses, fire starter. Take off the Reaver one. Put on a bit of this action. Don't forget to switch the party. Important thing. Okay, swap to the Blight Partey. Take out Vulcanar, take out Mortem, and then we should be able to just take everyone else out with ease. With some wonderful ease. Like a hot knife through butter. Unless they have a Pumpkin King. Then it's like a room temperature knife through butter that you've only just taken out of the fridge. So it's yeah. I mean you can still get it done, but like then the chunk of butter is gonna be not as smooth, and it'll have those. It'll break off a bigger piece out of the butter than you intended. Then you're like, ugh, like, can I wedge this back in, or am I just stuck with it? And then you're like, well, what did I expect? What did I expect? Trying to use this room temperature knife on cold butter. It was always gonna be a disaster. All right, on the house, gotta take out Mortem. This time I'm gonna be a little bit more careful. I'll do the entangling roots at the start. Ooh, they're blighted, but it doesn't really help us. Because they were always going to be blighted anyway. Let's just do the entangling roots right now. Let's do a metamorphosis. Ooh, that's another pretty good roll. Ooh, but we're gonna have to do our entangling roots again, just because Mortem's trying to get a little frisky. Well, she's gonna take her turn though, and she's gonna probably kill one of our people. Oh no, she's gonna lose her turn. Never mind. Never mind. She's gonna lose her turn, and she's, well, not quite. Now she's dead. Oh god, my cough is coming back. Right, so we are now the Paladin. Okay. So now we switch to the Purgatorian. No. Now we stay as the Paladin. No. Let's listen. Let's switch to the Purgatorian. Kill everybody Why am I so indecisive about something that isn't even gonna matter at the end? Because we are gonna finish it with the Paladin. And then finish it with the Purgatorian, regardless of what order we kill everyone else in. Anyway, let's take out 4080. I'm kind of curious to see what's gonna happen if there's a Pumpkin King in the party, because we do have potentially a spell that can deal with it. Let me remind myself what the spell is and who has it. It's a spell called Humility. Target's stats become equal to its lowest stat. I'm hoping I'm hoping that works. Because it's not stat reduction per se, it's direct a stat being set to something else. So elsewhere in the game, enemies that are immune to damage, you are still able to set their health to a specific amount. So I'm hoping the same logic applies, that it just allows you to bypass any like other stat reduction limits that would have been there. And I wish there was a way to cast. You know what? Let's cast Humility. Let's see what happens. Unfortunately, you're gonna die, but we can check what happened in the battle stats. Fuck off, what? Are you serious? Well, at least we learned, at least we now know. At least we now know this isn't gonna fucking work. Why? Hang on a second. Hang on a fucking second. Where in this does it tell you what immunities bosses have? Because fuck off, man, this is so annoying. Why though? Why? Oh, at least it's good that we learned it now, as opposed to having the Pumpkin King and then being like, hang on a second. Let me just open the browser and be like, is there anything else that we can do to lower enemy defense? Because this is a... Attacks ignore defense, that doesn't help. Okay. At the start of them... Get smacked. No. 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 After an enemy defends or provokes, this creature reduces all enemies' defense. After this creature is attacked while defending, it reduces enemies' defense. Now I'm looking at traits though. What about spells? Nah, what a stupid immunity. Fucking garbage. Actual fucking garbage. There's a spell called Atonement. From Lister, enemies lose a large amount of speed and defense. Target takes moderate amount of damage that ignores 50% of its defense. I mean, we could try like Chaos Bolt, I guess. That's dumb though. That's so dumb. Fragmenting arrow? No, that's not it. Yeah, this is gonna add some time to this episode, but I just wanna check to see if there's anything we can do. Is there anything that only targets enemy defense? And maybe just they lose a large amount of that, as opposed to a small amount of defense and some other stat. Target loses a large amount of attack and defense. That's not... Takes a devastating amount of damage, which also... No, that's an avatar spell. Well, there's just one page left. Enemies take a moderate amount. Okay. No. Target loses a moderate amount of defense and deals damage. Okay, the shell burst. Okay, that's different. The Avatar of Regalis has another fun spell. Creatures gain. Target loses gains a small amount. The Avatar of Gonfurion has another good spell, but we can't have more than one Avatar in our party. The Avatar of Aneltha has another good thing. Okay, so let's see, what was I saying? There was a spell on page 1, I think. Acid Rain. Enemies take a moderate amount of damage and lose a large amount of defense. I don't even think we have this spell, unless I just happen to buy it. So... Acid Bomb, Acid Breath, unless Acid Rain is a... No, it's a Chaos spell, which we don't have. Okay. So I don't even have this spell. What I can do is... I can get it. I'm not gonna, like, go into the realms to start buying spells, whatever. Let's just hope that we don't run into any Pumpkin Kings. Whatever. Anyway, let's take out Isoros. That's so annoying, though. Like, do enemies really need to be immune to this? I just don't get it. Like, this game's mechanics are so good in so many different ways, but then when it comes to boss fights, even the bosses, some of them are so well designed, they don't need to have all of these weird little, like, they're just immune to regular game mechanics. Like, there's a difference between making a boss, like, challenging in a reasonable kind of way and just, you know, and just removing the things that make the game fun. The game mechanics are what make the game fun. The things that you're using against regular enemies, that's part of what makes the game fun. I'm even okay with the exception for instant kills. Even that, I think, sometimes the game takes too far, because even when enemies are instant killing themselves, they'll get the benefit of what they're trying to do, but without the cost of the instant kill, right? Because there are some spells that, like, you kill yourself, or you kill one of the people in your party, and then you get something. That's not even allowed to happen. So, like, they have those spells in their spellbook, but the key thing that the spell is supposed to do, it just isn't. I don't know. I'm firmly of the opinion that it's good to give bosses interesting abilities and situational immunities. You can have individual bosses that, as part of their unique character, it's like, oh, you can't instant kill them. But to have a global thing, like every single boss in the game is just immune to a basic... Oh my god, I wasted a key, didn't I? Fuck, I wasted a key because I got carried away. Fucking Caliban. Well, there's our first wasted key of the episode. And it came not because the enemies had a Pumpkin King in their party, but because of my own carelessness. I wish we could just not even have Caliban in this list. Have him be in his own separate page, because it's so easy to just, when you're killing all of the gods, to just like click on him by accident. It was bound to happen though. At least we don't lose our fortune bonus for fighting Caliban. No idea what's happening with these guys, but I think they should be dead. You're dead. Okay, whatever, man. What the frick ever. All right. Okay, yeah, listen, yeah, it was my fault. Shouldn't have clicked on Caliban. Yeah, I don't like the fact that he's in the same list as all the other gods, despite not counting for the purposes of Ascensions. Oh, now what? What the fuck? Man, whatever. Now, once I'm done with Ascensions, like, I will stop caring about this altogether. But at least for now, while I'm still acutely aware of every single individual key that gets wasted, it's kind of a... yeah, it's not a good thing. Like, where, like, somewhere in the codex, though, it talks about, where is it? Is it under, it must be somewhere under combat. Timeline, attacking, defending, the spell deals damage, it's mitigated by the defender's defense. I don't think... I feel like percentage damage should bypass this. Just by default, because otherwise it doesn't... make a lot of sense. And the... okay, starter pile effects happen in this order, okay. Action limits, 10 times per turn, okay. Additional tips. Bosses are typical. See, this is the only thing it says. It doesn't list... because it's not just instant kill effects that bosses are immune to. They're immune to, like, fucking 37 other things. And you'll only find out when you're in the middle of a boss fight and you try and use a spell and the spell does nothing. And it'll say, oh, it's immune because it's a boss. And you're like, oh, really? This too? This thing too? That works against every other enemy? Okay. And then you're like, oh, whatever. Yeah, so, sorry, I got a bit heated. It's just in a game that is this close to perfect, it stands out a little, you know, the nonsense that sometimes happens in boss fights. Sticks out like a sore thumb. Alright. Take out a Regalis. I like the rhythm that we've got going on with this party. So again, against Tenebris, we have to start out by dispelling. Occasionally we'll get lucky and we'll cast Dispel at the start, but usually it won't happen. So we do Greater Dispel. And as a bonus, it even dispels the barrier that the Cloth Abomination has, because otherwise that gets annoying, because you've got to... if you're destroying the barrier by doing damage to it, it just takes a while. Anyway, let's keep things going. Almost dead, but not quite. Now you're dead. Venedon, Vertrag, and then we leave Tartrith unkilled. And then we switch to the Paladin. We kill everybody, and then we finish things, and we call it good. Right, just bashed my hand into the lamp. Not sure what the fuck's fucking salamanders, man. They're just a bunch of garbage. So I'm not taking any chances. I'm gonna do great at this. Fuck off! They changed my spell gems. Fucking pieces of actual garbage trash. Okay. So Vertrag needs to go down. And how are we for time? We're at 51 minutes. Yeah, it's gonna take slightly longer just because of all the interruptions in the middle. Well, the one interruption where I got really annoyed at the fact that... Let me show you what I mean. I got really annoyed at the fact that humility doesn't work. Why doesn't humility work? Is this one of those infamous instant kill spells? No, let's read what humility does. Target stats become equal to a slowest stat. Like why? Why though? Is my only question. My only question is why? Why does the boss need that? Why does the boss need that? In most battles where their stats aren't swapped, it's not even going to be relevant. So why does the boss need to be immune to that? It's just It's one of those things where it's like you might as well have, like, if your immunities are gonna be that like weird and specific. Oh my god, how many times is this 50-50 gonna go against us? Literally all the times? Really? Literally all the fucking times? Well, at least we're good enough to survive as long as they don't cast any area of effect spells. That was pretty annoying as well. But yeah, like when you start making boss immunities so specific and so arbitrary, you might as well be like, oh, like bosses are immune to damage on Tuesdays. And then you're like, oh shit, it's Tuesday, I can't fight the boss. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That like, this one makes no sense. Because it's an unusual spell. You don't often cast humility. It's a fun concept, reducing enemies' stats. It's a perfectly acceptable counter to enemies that are trying to frustrate you by changing their stats. You change them back? I don't know. It's a whole thing. I wonder. So, for creatures that have the Pumpkin King in their party, is it counted as them gaining stats, or is switching stats something different? Because if it is like they lose health, they gain defense, if that's what's going on, then you could stop that by having a jolly old giant in your party. If that's what's happening. And I guess... What am I do- Are you serious? Oh, are you serious? I wasted a second key. What am I doing? Oh, what am I doing? Oh, God. Oh, God. What am I go? Oh, fuck off. Man, hang on. Let me try this, because I had another thought going through my head, which is this is gonna be through traits. So what's the hang on. What's the jolly old giant's trait called? It's called ho 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 shit. Creatures cannot gain stats until after their first turn. Okay. When an enemy would gain stats, this has a creature gain them instead. Creatures cannot gain stats. Creatures cannot gain stats. We could, oh yeah, seriously, we could just have the imposter mask where creatures just can't gain stats ever. The other thing is, does the Pumpkin King so Pumpkin Spice swap maximum health with their defense. While this creature is defending, it's... So before I make this fusion, I want to have an encounter with the Pumpkin King. Oh, and also, now that we know that this spell we have is useless... Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I wasted a second key against Caliban. If you're that upset, I don't know, just call the police, I guess. Oh, anyway. Because I could fuse one of my creatures with a jolly old giant, but fusing a creature is a kind of a permanent decision. And I need to see exactly what's happening in the battle history. Like, are they gaining one stat and losing something else? Or is swapping considered something different? Because in a purely mathematical sense, that is what a swap is, right? You're losing one thing, whatever the difference, whatever stat is going high, and it would have been something else. You're gaining that much. The other stat that would have been high but is now going low, you're losing that. So mathematically that's what's going on, but my suspicion is the game's gonna tell us, oh no, a swap is something different than gaining stats. Kind of similar to how setting a stat is different to like setting health is different to doing damage, kind of is the thing that's worrying me, because if that's what's going on, then it's gonna be a bit of a problem. Anyway, let's take out Genros, because I did forget him the first time around. And we are past the 1 hour mark, I think. Oh, we're not quite, but almost. It's not even gonna be that long of an episode. But it just felt long because of the frustration of having a... Let's just do this. It's gonna feel long because of the frustration of having wasted 2 keys. And the extra frustration of having found out just how annoying this game can be with boss fights. Perfectly legitimate spell, humility. It just doesn't work in boss. Here's the other thing. Why would you ever use humility outside of boss fights? Because in trash mob fights, like, you're probably killing enemies without having to reduce their stats. The only thing where I would... The only circumstance where I would even consider using this spell is in a boss fight, and you're telling me the bosses are immune to it. Which is the other thing that happens when you just keep randomly making the bosses immune to perfectly valid gameplay things, is you'll wind up with things that players would only ever have used in a boss fight, right? Because their build is strong enough that trash mobs are just not an issue. They can just kill them without having to give themselves a stat advantage. And then... Oh, excuse me. And then... at least by the end game, you'll end up with like potentially dozens, if not hundreds of spells that are just unusable because they have no more use cases against trash mobs, and the game's telling you that bosses are just categorically immune to them, which is a bit of a problem. Anyway, I think we've spent... Excuse me? Anyway, I'm not sure why that guy came back, but whatever. What I was gonna say was I think we've spent enough time complaining. Let's just finish this off. Alright, lads. Just 2 more to go. We can do it, lads. Come on. Should have probably killed Isros earlier just because she can be annoying. But I think I've just about countered all of her stuff. Mainly, she'll annoy you by wasting your time casting a bunch of spells. But let's see. Let us see. There we go. And is this gonna be it? I think this is gonna be it. So 2 wasted keys. Which sucks. But no losses, which is good. There we go, we've ascended the Paladin. We get a new perk. Alright, now I gotta open my browser. Excuse me, just to look up what the perk is. To do that, I gotta go to the Siralim planner. Because it's got all of the specializations and their perks. So the Paladin perk is gonna be called Divine Toll. So, ooh, this looks like it could be pretty good in the arena as well. Man, I should have been... I should keep a... Hang on. I should keep a notepad file of all of the... Hang on. Save your shield. Because any, like, thing that looks like a weapon is gonna look really cool on, you know, like the wall of the arena, I think. So, the Paladin skin belongs to the Crusader. We got this cool looking decoration, and we got a perk. Ooh, and we get an achievement for ascending the Paladin. And let's take a look at what the perk is. It's called Divine Toll. After creatures deal damage with Retribution, they cast Holy Smite. I don't know what Holy Smite is. Could be amazing. It could suck. we'll only find out when we play as the Paladin. Alright, let's switch over to the Purgatorian. And get you dealt with. Excuse me. Okay, and we've ascended the Purgatorian as well. New perk and a new decoration. So the decoration is Corpse Lantern. Looks very grim indeed. The skin is for the white. Okay. The perk is gonna be called... I can just bring it up. The perk is gonna be called Time to Die. That's a great name for a perk. Time to die. At the start of battle, if your creatures your creatures provoke if their topmost spell gem slot is empty. I mean, are there even any provoke synergies? Well, after creatures provoke, they give your creatures stats and are killed. Okay. Is there anything else that happens on provoke? So you can decide which of your creatures you want to have killed, and which of them you want to keep, depending on who has the empty spell slots. Interesting. Very interesting. Alright, before we end off, we're gonna have to do some stuff. Ooh. We also got an achievement for ascending the Purgatorian. So let's remind ourselves that the Paladin looks like this. Shield and an axe. The Purgatorian looks like this. Red hood and some sort of banner draped off from the front. Some sort of... not even sure what to call that. And then there's a bit of a design on the back as well. So the Paladin skin was for the Crusader. The Purgatorian skin was for the white. So let's take a look at the Paladin skin. And as you would expect, it is just a Crusader dressed up as the Paladin. My favorite Paladin skin has to be Mecha Hero, though. It just, I love the bright colors. I think it's awesome. Anyway, let's take a look at the white skin as well for the Purgatorian. And yeah, it's literally just a white dressed up like a Purgatorian, and he's got the thing on the back as well. That's lovely. So how are we for time? We are 1 hour 8 minutes. All right, sure. Let's get ourselves ready for the next set of Ascensions. Because we're going to be doing another two. We're going to be doing the Pyromancer and the Reaver. So let's get this dealt with. We will need to get some anointments. So a bit of this, a bit of that. Spell corruption, maybe. Or mirror image, because I feel like we don't really need shimmer. But you know what? Like, why change things when this is working, and it's not even clear that changing things around is going to cause battles to end any quicker. So let's not even mess with that. Let's change to the next one as well. Reaver looks pretty badass. Let's also fix your anointments. Cleric, and finally the Reaver. You know what, we're gonna have to change our creatures though. So let's do it like this. Swap to the Gate of the Gods party. Excuse me. And then change to the Reaver. And yeah, you also need to change your party also to the Gate of the Gods party. Alright, so now we're good to go. Okay, so at the end of all this, let's reflect on what was accomplished. We got another couple of achievements for ascending. We're gonna be getting another couple in the next episode. We wasted 2 keys, both of them against Caliban. He didn't kill us. It's a wasted key because he doesn't count for the Ascensions. What a troll. What a troll. The more I think about it, the more I feel like Caliban being in this list is just another way to troll the players, but maybe I'm just being salty due to my own incompetence. That's probably it. Anyway, we've got 2 more to do next episode, and hopefully they go swimmingly. But yeah, oh yeah, one other thing that happened in this episode is we realized that the spell that we were gonna use against the Pumpkin King just simply doesn't work. Simply, it just doesn't work because the bosses are just immune to it. Despite the fact that it is not an instant kill spell, bosses are just immune to it. Well, whatever. Okay. So we learned that, and it was kind of annoying. But anyway, yeah. I think that just about sums up everything that we did. So what I'm going to say now is thank you so much for watching. Hope you had a good time. Hope you enjoyed yourselves, and hope you'll join me in the next episode as well. And until then, take care.